Okay, I'm gonna call this meeting to order. Please stand to salute the nation's flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Before this meeting this evening, we had an executive session. We discussed a pending conditional use hearing and employment matters. In attendance is
Cindy, you got feedback.
The echo's really bad.
Jack, please. Okay.
You turn that down just a little bit.
hers. Okay. What if I mute her unless she's talking? Does that help? Is that better?
That is.
Okay, so I'm gonna mute her. Darlene, shake your head if you can still hear me. Nope. Darlene, can you hear me now?
No, now I can.
No, you still got feedback.
Yeah, we might not. This may not. She might have to be FaceTimed on my phone or something because otherwise we're gonna drive everybody crazy with echo. No.
You move the microphone.
It's not. This one's not on. That's not the issue. I did.
You can't go any lower.
Yeah, Darlene, do you have headphones?
No, I don't.
Can she mute on her side? She can mute and just come on when she wants to.
Yeah. Can you mute on your side and just come on when you want to talk? So down in the bottom left next to stop video, there's a mute sign. You'll just have to unmute it when you want to talk. Are you muted? Yep. Okay, good. Is that better? Nope.
All right, I'll try to back it down.
Do you want me to download WhatsApp? We have to get this meeting started.
There's a connector on my phone set in front of you.
Okay. So I'm gonna end this really quick. Darlene, we have to end this and call you on WhatsApp. Okay. In the meantime, I'm gonna go through a roll call. Don't rush. In attendance this evening are Supervisors Fisher, Aguizio, Cassiola, Fleer, and Barney via WhatsApp. In addition, Township Manager Don Januso, Jack King, Assistant Township Manager, Director of Planning, Sean Bukovinsky, Chief of Police, Bill Bodorf, Director of Public Works, Fire Chief Noel McMullen, Engineer Dan Deiseroth of Gateway Engineers, and Township Solicitor Gretchen Moore. Comments will be taken at this time for any item to be voted on by the board that appears on the agenda. General township comments or questions will be addressed after the Board of Supervisors discussion of old business. Please step to the microphone and state your name and address for the record.
Kara Sheridan, 58 North DePauli. Just wanted to get any information. I know it's also a discussion item, so 227-2022, which is the grant for storm sewer improvements at DePauli Road.
At what? I'm sorry?
DePauli Road. Just wanted to know what that was for.
Am I going to be able to hear him, Jack?
I'm going to speak about that under discussion.
So we can ask questions.
I
if
mean,
we
the
have them
other,
while
the
you're
other
Okay, thanks.
supervisors.
No, I'm going to have to repeat to you. Here, I have a plug under here. You want to hand me your plug? That's okay. I can just plug in. Whoops. Can you hear me, Darlene?
Yes, I could hear you. Will I hear everybody else?
I'll have to repeat a lot of stuff because that's the best we can do for right now, unfortunately. Okay?
All right.
All right, sorry. Did you get your answer?
Dan's going to address that, her issue on the third item.
Okay, well, okay. Sorry, go ahead. Is it our agenda items?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
It's for Agenda 235, 2022, about the part-time firefighter's position.
Okay.
I was wondering, would it be easier if I could come back up when you get to that item so I could ask questions, or do you want me to ask them now?
You can ask them now.
Okay. Okay, I'm sure that these will all be directed to you. I was wondering the number of firefighters that you were looking to hire.
Candy asked the number of firefighters that I'm sorry, I'm just going to repeat the question so Darlene can hear it. Ask the number of firefighters that we intend to hire.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay, okay. Candy, the plan is to try and have 2 firefighters on Monday through Friday. So being part-time, we would need to have a pool to choose from. For example, if firefighter A wasn't available Monday and Tuesday, but was available Thursday and Friday, that would work out just fine. So I was looking at probably 5 as a pool to choose from, but there would only be 2 on duty, daylight only.
Okay. Has that application process already been opened, or
No.
is it going to open it like
We
January?
still have to write
No.
job descriptions. We're going to get job descriptions and then start the application process.
Okay. So do you have an idea of the hourly rate?
Approximately, we've discussed it with the departments. I've talked to a few of the supervisors. And, for example, I pulled the neighboring departments that have full-time and part-time. And their part-time folks are around $23 an hour, which we definitely didn't go that high. We were looking at $17 an hour.
Okay, are there going to be any, well, you wouldn't know that yet because you didn't do the job description, so, and so you said
Well,
daylight.
Actually, I've written one, but I haven't submitted
we
it to the
haven't-
supervisor.
we haven't
Oh, okay, I was going to ask, like, the requirements, are they going to have to be like EMT certified,
Okay,
anything
yeah.
like that, as far as well as firefighters
I
training?
can help you out with that. So the minimum would be a Pennsylvania firefighter 1,
Okay.
with firefighter 2 preferred.
Okay,
Minimum PA, emergency medical technician, with actually paramedic preferred. Commercial
Okay.
driver's license. Inspector 1, Pennsylvania Inspector 1 preferred. And then we would probably have a minimum of probably 7 years, maybe 5, 7 years experience.
okay. Hold on a minute.
But yeah, certifications are a must.
Okay, hold on, that eliminates some questions, so
Okay.
hold on. So would there be a township residency requirement?
No,
Would our volunteer firefighters, if they applied for the position, be given first preferential treatment? Or
not necessarily
selection?
preferential treatment. If they met the conditions and passed the physical and the written examinations, went through the interview process, and they were scored high enough, they would absolutely be considered.
Okay. So if this is part-time, will there be a union involved or any benefits?
Well, I can't speak for those part-time firefighters, but traditionally, whether it's full or part-time firefighters have organized, not necessarily a union, but at least been recognized by the state. I don't know, a bargaining unit. I don't know that that's going to happen, but it possibly could.
Okay. Will they be working out of all 3 stations or just one?
Eventually, I'd like to see all 3 stations, but initially, after talking to the fire chiefs, we think Muse is probably a good place to start. 1, because of the aerial apparatus that comes out of that station. 2, and none of them are centrally located, but we feel like Muse is probably the most advantageous to get to the different areas of the township. I won't go on long-winded here, but if you take Station 10, we immediately have career staff in McDonald, so they can respond to us quickly. If you're up at Station 28 in Lawrence, we have Peters Township, which is 24/7 staffed, so we have access to mutual aid there. Muse is kind of in the middle where we don't necessarily have that career career fire station immediately to respond to us. And with the aerial apparatus also, we think that would probably be the most ideal place to start. But ideally, yeah, we'd like to see them, travel to all 3 stations, absolutely.
So they would, ideally, you would want them to travel to all 3 stations?
Respond from,
Yeah, so like, for instance, there would be 2 at each station then, or just?
two firefighters,
two-
period, okay?
All day, regardless of what station that they're at?
7 to 3, 8 to 4,
Yeah, that's
daylight hours.
that's what I meant, but like, you would
That-
have 2 at Muse, and if you're talking about traveling to stations, and the next day they might be at Lawrence, or however you
Yes.
figure that out.
Yes.
Since a lot of these questions will be answered during his presentation,
Why I ask,
well, I
at the
mean,
beginning.
I didn't realize you were gonna get into like specifics. Like, this is stuff that was ironed out between Chief Mack and the volunteer chiefs.
Well, I'm not a volunteer chief, and I'm not a volunteer firefighter. I'm a taxpayer, and I ask the questions. He's the only one that has the knowledge that I have access to ask the
Well, I'm just-
questions.
are-
That's why I asked, should I just wait until he gives the presentation? Because he could have
Is
eliminated
your
half my
line of
questions.
questioning gonna continue along this? Because I would say at this point, if it is, we'll ask you to pause for a second and then allow him to answer those questions during the actual agenda item.
I have like 3 questions.
Go ahead, just finish at this point.
Okay. As far as gear, who's buying and providing the gear?
We've allotted for personal protective equipment to come out of the fire department budget, and I've already requested multiple quotes for what we call turnout gear. Also boots, helmets, gloves, hoods, and then, the necessary equipment that a firefighter needs.
Okay, on that topic, do our current firefighters that are volunteers have current up-to-date firefighting equipment,
Absolutely.
PPE? Do they?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Are you insinuating that these guys would, but our volunteers wouldn't?
I'm asking the question.
Okay?
Will all 3 stations still get toned out like they do now?
They don't all get, okay,
Yeah.
well, at this point, we're gonna say, have a seat, and if you have any additional questions. Thanks. Any other questions about agenda items? Okay, moving on. Before we get into the actual agenda and discussion items, I just want to say 2 quick things. One, the Choice for Tots, if you had the opportunity to participate in it, was a huge success this weekend. A huge thank you to the members of our Public Works who are not here, but, and all the members, Carol, Bill, Mark Secreti, everybody who participated. It was awesome to be down there. We have our very own Santa Claus, who was not only Santa Claus to the kids, but to the puppies as well, which if you had a chance to see it on Facebook, was the cutest thing ever. So thank you, Jack King, for doing that. It was awesome. So a huge thank you to those, and I'm sure all the kids that are gonna come in with those bikes and toys and everything was awesome. A special thank you to all the people, but especially go frequent Billy Ann's Diner, because not only is her food phenomenal, but she's a rock star in this community. She rolled in with 5 bikes, I think? Four brand new, totally assembled bikes. So if you have not had a chance to go to Billy Ann's Diner, please do that, because that is awesome too. And then second thing, because it's a milestone and he's gonna hate that I'm doing this to him, but one of our board members has a very big birthday coming up on the 11th. And so if you just wanna take the opportunity to wish Mr. Fleer a happy 70th birthday on December 11th, I would appreciate it. I know, so, thank you for all you do, and we hope you have a wonderful birthday with all those grandbabies of yours. You're welcome. Sorry, okay, now moving on to real actual business. The Cecil Township Historical Society will not hold a meeting in December. Don't forget, we have a public hearing about our comprehensive plan this Wednesday at 7 p.m. Municipal offices will be closed on Friday, December 3rd, 23rd at noon, and December 26th in observance of the Christmas holiday, and also December 31st at noon and Monday, January 2nd for the New Year's holiday. We'll hold our reorganization meeting on January 3rd at 7 PM. Is that right? We're going to do it at 7 or we're going to do it at 6? 7? We do it at 7? Okay, 7. And then the Cecil elected auditors will hold their reorganization on Wednesday, January 4th. Discussion items. Dan, go ahead.
The first item I just wanted to bring up, we already talked about this last month, but the PA Small Sewer and Water Grant application, this is the one that's 85% funded by the state and 15% local share. The project, as outlined here, is the, I'll call it the DePauli Road storm sewer. We've talked about this back and forth. There's some pipes that come down off of DePauli Road, cross underneath the railroad, underneath Liberty Lane, and then cross between some residential dwellings. It opens back up onto an open water course, crosses 50 again, goes under some structures, and it's just really a time bomb waiting to happen. If this pipe gets broken or blocked or impeded in any way, there are a number of residents that could be flooded from that happening. So given that there's some extra money with the COVID, we understand that more projects are going to get funded. The proposal here is to take a new 36-inch pipe right down the paving before we finish this last piece of the poly and get the drainage situation squared away. So the estimated cost on this particular option is in the range of, sorry, my numbers. The total amount, I'm sorry, they were right here in front of me. The total project cost is $488,654. The grant request would be for $415,154, and that's on your agenda tonight as a approval of the resolution to that effect. It's just a standard resolution just stating that the board submitted the application. Any questions on that one?
Dan, would that discontinue the tunnel going through under the tracks?
Correct. Anybody else on that one? I just want to bring the board up to date just real quickly on the second item, the right-of-way for School Street. We understand that the school district is getting active to finally get the HOP approved and to get the finishing touches on School Street where they took out the post office. So we don't have any documents in from them yet. I wanted to let the board know this is happening, but essentially two things have to happen. Number one, we have to accept the right-of-way for the new road. That would be number one, just like we accept any other right-of-way in any other plan of lots. And then the second part of it is that we have to be the applicant for the HOP application because the school district can't be, only the township can be the applicant. So those are two action items. Potentially, if you wanted to approve those, subject to Gretchen and I reviewing the documents when they come in, so there's no further delay on this, we can do that.
Yeah, let's do that if you're okay with that. So I'm going to open it up to questions by the audience because they weren't on the agenda. Tell me what they are again, so you have to really quickly. Go ahead, so I do them correctly.
The two items would be to consider the acceptance of the right-of-way for the completion of the realignment of School Street.
Okay, hang on. So does anybody have any questions about that? Okay. Have any board member questions? Do I have a motion?
Wait, hold on, dude.
Go
With them eminent domaining that property, aren't they the sole owner then of that road? Wouldn't that be like a private road?
No, they own the property, Frank, but they would dedicate a piece of that property to us for the right-of-way.
It's like any developer does.
Yeah.
We're not talking about the radius there that they needed from the property owner.
No. Well, I mean, that's part of what they're dedicating at all of that, the whole right-of-way. Once we see the document, we don't have it in front of us.
You don't want to do that?
I just don't like the way the deal went down. They drug their feet. And
I
now they
think-
need us to sign for something that they took from us?
No, that's just the process. That has to happen no
Otherwise,
matter
it
what.
doesn't get done, Frank. That's the issue.
Plus, it's not a private driveway. If the school fronted on a road, they would get their own driveway, their own HOP, but that's already our township road. It's just being relocated a little bit over. All the residents use it. It's already a township road.
But
We're just
Yeah, but I
relocating it.
think it's terrible to count Milton, and we're just finding this out. This could have been done a long time ago.
Yeah, well, so
And
here-
quit holding Mr. Barnes up from building.
So I called them after our last meeting because I was like, wait a second, why have we still not done anything yet? And I wanted to give them a heads up that our board was paying attention to it and that we weren't satisfied that it wasn't getting done. And so I think that kind of lit the fire under them again to move this forward. And then they reached out to you in order to move this highway occupancy. We're just doing something in order to make this move forward.
I know the
Otherwise,
board
it's-
wants it done.
Yeah,
so
otherwise
all
it's
I'm
just
saying
gonna
is,
sit there.
Want it done, we act on these items. As soon as we get the documents, we approve them and it goes.
Well, didn't we currently, we own where the road is right now?
Correct.
And then we gave the property to the property owner Barnes.
No, we
And
didn't
then
we didn't give it to them yet. I've made sure that we haven't done that yet. We haven't acted on that until such time as this new road gets built, because what you don't want to give Barnes the property and then you have private property, private people driving on his property, then you can't do that. So it's sort of the chicken and the egg.
Well, we shift the road over now to where the old post office currently is. Well, didn't Can McMillan School District purchase that property?
Correct. So now they're going to give it to us.
I just don't
It's bad
understand.
politics
When they
to me.
tear the post office down, a year ago?
No,
No,
more than
it's-
that,
it's
like 3
probably
And they're
3
just
years.
coming now telling us we gotta get a highway occupancy permit? That's terrible.
Well, it's just we have to. It's
No,
because
I
we
understand
own
that,
the
but there's a
road.
man there wants to start his building and get moving, and they've been holding him up all this time.
Right, so if we don't do this and get the highway occupancy permit so that they can move the road,
I-
we're gonna
no, I-
continue to hold him up.
I agree.
It's not that we wanted them to do this, but this is what they've done, so now we have to kind of, I don't wanna say fix their,
Yeah, I think they played games with us. It's dirty
do too.
politics to me.
yeah. But we have to fix it, otherwise we're gonna continue to hold him up.
It should have been fixed August 2020. We're, 2.5 years out of this now?
I think
It'll be,
every,
3 years by the time they're saying they're gonna fix this?
yeah.
Next July and August 2023.
Yeah, I think everybody agrees with you, but we just can't drag our, that's why I asked Dan if we could do this tonight, because I didn't want to drag it out any further. It's up to you
You
guys.
need a motion? I'll make a motion.
Moved and seconded, all the. Yeah, we're adding this to the agenda, and then we're gonna take a second vote on the same item. Motion is second to add to the agenda. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Now we need a motion and a second to approve this item.
I'll second it.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, Dan, what's the second
The
item?
second action is
Cindy, I can't hear anything that's being said,
I'm not
so I
really,
can't really vote on anything.
I'm not really sure what to do at this point. I don't think it's possible, unfortunately, to do it this way. Can I try to call you from my computer? Here, let me try to Zoom you from my computer and see if that helps at all. Yeah. I feel like if this doesn't work, we're just gonna have to cut ties. Yeah. I'm out of it. It's on hers, yeah. She has to exit.
Go ahead and exit Zoom.
And then they told Barnes, we'll get to it when we get to it.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Right. It's the old thing, it's Cecil. If it was Canterbury, they'd be all over it.
What'd you want me to do, Jack?
Say again?
What'd you say to me?
I'm gonna try another avenue to get you connected here.
If not, we're just gonna.
So what do I do? Just stay on where I'm at?
Cindy's gonna connect you through via Zoom.
Can't remember my password.
Sit tight a second, I'll walk you through this.
Yeah. Here, wait. Yeah. Go ahead, give me the code.
Meeting ID is 833-3179-9145.
9145.
Yep, passcode
Go ahead.
082388.
Can you hear me?
It's not gonna work.
I think at this point, you just can't. You either have to call in. Yeah. I'm gonna call you. Yeah.
Cindy, can I just Skype you?
Here, I'm gonna call. Can I call you? Oh, wait, she can't.
Russia, so I wouldn't call it on your cell phone.
Okay.
Can you just call her and put it on speaker?
I don't have Skype on my thing. I think at this point, we're just gonna have to say this isn't working, and I don't know what else to do.
Can she stay on via call? I mean,
Yeah, but, she can listen, but we can't, if she can't hear, she can't vote.
Or why don't you just call her and
Huh?
put it on speaker?
But she can't hear us. We can hear her. She can't hear what everybody's saying, and we're taking up a bunch of time on this, too. Oh, yeah.
It's 10 to 20 second delay. That's the problem. She'll ask for a vote, 10 seconds later, she'll hear it, then she'll vote. We've already moved on to something else.
Yeah. Can I call from my township phone?
Yeah, you want to call from there?
Yeah, give me her. Go ahead.
Did we tell them to apply for that grant?
263.
Yeah.
Why can we not use Teams? You just said, why can't you use Teams?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
I actually like Teams better. That went straight to voicemail.
Let her know that
This is,
Cindy's calling her.
Use sign language.
yeah, she
You have
needs,
the 26332.
yeah, it's going.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 7-2.
Tell her here.
She doesn't want to, she does have me blocked, that's probably why. Yeah, she literally has me blocked, so that might be a problem there.
Jesus, man.
She has to unblock me.
Yeah.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
No, because I can't pick it up on my phone because I'm on airplane mode and I can't have all the roaming. So, nope,
She can't hear us.
no problem.
All right, she'll just have to listen.
Yeah, just listen, okay?
All right, moving on. Dan, what was the second item? Sorry.
The second motion was to consider the Cecil Township acting as the applicant for the highway occupancy permit for the relocation of School Street.
Okay. So do I have a motion and a second added to the agenda?
I'll make a second.
Moved and
I
seconded.
thought we did.
We have to add it to the agenda, and then I have to open up for public comment, and then we have to vote on it. So it's been moved and seconded to add to the agenda. Is there please, I'm sorry, my brain turned off for a second. Please say aye if you're in favor. Aye.
No.
Aye.
Okay. There we go. So it's been added to the agenda. Is there a motion and a second to approve?
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
No.
Aye.
Okay. Good. so we're done with those two. The third agenda item is related to the retirement of Brian Douglas. Officer Adam Nida was selected to fill the vacancy in investigations created by Officer James Brose, who filled the vacant school resource officer position. So Officer Brose moved to a school resource officer. Officer Nida is moving into his current position and investigations. There's no vote. It's just an announcement that that change happened. Moving on to resolutions. 225, 2022. Consider application for payment number 9 for the work completed to date by the Cecil Township Public Works Facility Early Site Package Project in the amount of $38,934.80 by Stewart Contracting, Inc.
I'll make a motion.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 5-0. 226, 2022, consider application for payment number 2 for the work completed to date for the South Point Montour Trail Connection Project in the amount of $37,440 by Stewart Contracting. If you have a chance, go up and look at that. Holy bananas, does that look good.
I'll make a motion. Oh,
Moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 5-0. 227, 2022, consider approving the resolution for a PA small water and sewer grant application for storm sewer improvements at DePauli Road.
I'll make a motion.
Dan, do you want to explain that quickly, though, because Kara asked about it?
Sure.
Okay, so you're good. Okay, you're good. You don't have any questions? Okay. It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 5-0. 228, 2022. We really need to, next meeting, skip out of the 2s and into the 3s, because that's hard to say. Consider application 2022-0034 for the Public Works Development Subdivision Number 1 Plan. Applicant Cecil Township, location Klinger Road, R1 Low-Density Residential Zoning District. The Planning Commission recommended approval of this application on November 17, 2022.
Yeah, the purpose of this plan, just to remind the board, is that in order to obtain the water service by the water company without paying to take the water line all the way up to the center of the property, we have to do this subdivision. It's really just a subdivision. On paper, there's no real reason other than it will get us a water line at no cost. So I think it's very much worth it at that point. So it's just the lot for the public works, which is about 13 acres, and then the remainder of the tract is about 49 acres. So very simple. That's it. We get this done. We get it recorded, and the water company can proceed to plan to bring water to the site.
Has the applicant met all the conditions and the requirements in the ordinance?
Have.
Okay.
I'll make a motion.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Passes 5-0. 229, 2022, consider adoption of the 2023 general fund budget in the amount of $12,420,681.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 5-0. 230, 2022, consider ordinance 7, 2022 for the Deputy Director of Public Works job description. This is for Renato Rossini.
I'll make a motion.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 231, 2022, consider the appointment of Renato Rossini as Deputy Director of Public Works.
So moved.
I'll second. Moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 5-0. 232, 2022, consider the 2023 tax resolution establishing 1.32 mils for the general fund purposes and 0.18 mils for road machinery. This does not, there is no tax increase this year.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 5-0. 233, 2022, consider the intrastate mutual aid compact agreement between the Cecil Township Police Department and surrounding municipalities. Go ahead, you want to quickly explain that?
We signed it before with the new chief or captain in North Strabane Township. They wanted it updated. It's for the DUI, roving, as well as the checkpoints.
Gotcha. Any other questions? Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Passes 5-0. 234, 2022, consider the 2023 salary resolution. Dawn, do you want to it's just the salary for admin, what's the word I'm looking for?
It just reflects the budget amounts for wages.
Yeah, but what's the word I'm looking for? It's not police or public works.
Non-union.
Non-union, thank you. Non-union employees.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Passes
Aye.
5-0. 235, 2022, consider advertising for part-time firefighter positions.
So moved.
Second. Moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Passes 5-0. 236, 2022, consider a contract with CMYSA for the use of Klinger Park for the 2023 spring season. This is identical to what was used in spring of 2022 and fall of 22. It's worked really well. In fact, we're actually done, and I talked to their president, and they're going to work with us to give us some money for additional fencing up there in addition to some of the other things that they're doing, some of the other things they already pay for.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 No.
4-1. 237, 2022, consider allocation of $110,000 from the 2022 Police Major Equipment Fund to the Capital Fund for vehicle purchases in 2023. Unfortunately, because of the delay in vehicles, the cars that we ordered for the police in 2022 got canceled. So will have to be ordered in 2023. So all we're doing is moving the money that we had budgeted for that in 2022 into another fund in 2023 so that we can purchase the cars that we were supposed to have in 2022. Thank you, COVID, for making the delay in that. So that's all that is. It's just a reallocation of money so that we don't lose it out of the budget.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 5-0. 238, 2022, consider the release of volunteer firemen retention funds in the amount of $10,000 to each volunteer fire company.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 5-0. 239, 2022, consider the Board of Supervisors regular monthly minutes from the Monday, November 7th, 2022, Cecil Township Board of Supervisors regular monthly meeting.
So moved.
I'll second. Moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 5-0. 240, 2022, consider the general fund invoices from November 1st through November 30th, 2022.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Sorry, I should have caught this. These should come up to discuss, this discussion of new business shouldn't be there. We already discussed the cell phone tower. Oh, no, we did not. That should have been up in discussion. All right. Discuss the request of property owner to vacate a portion of Karen Drive. You know what that is, Don?
Yeah, a landowner that lives off of Karen Drive owns property on either side.
Okay.
There were some homes that were taken in the construction of the turnpike. So that landowner has asked for the township to vacate that portion of Karen Drive. Currently, it serves no purpose. It's been removed, has it not, throughout the construction of the turnpike. So there is a formality by which the board has to perform the vacation process.
Okay.
I wanted to bring it to the board's attention. Gretchen, do you have any comments relative to that?
No, we'll just tell the applicant that it can go one of two ways. Either if they have their own attorney, typically they'll prepare the ordinance and the legal description and we'll review it, and then we have to hold a hearing. Or if they ask us to do it, typically we ask for an escrow for our drafting of the ordinance. So,
Yeah, okay.
okay.
We don't need a vote. There's no vote item. Yeah, okay. We have that for it. And then discuss the cell phone tower application on County Line Road. Tom, do you want to talk about that or you want me to? Well, just go ahead.
Sure. So this is Elevated Properties. They submitted a conditional use application, and a hearing was held in July. That hearing was then continued. When we scheduled the continued hearing, the applicant came in and requested an extension. The extension has kind of been open-ended. We closed the open-end nature of that extension by having them sign off on a formal waiver and acknowledgement that if they don't come back and in writing request to have that continued hearing by mid-December, then their application is deemed withdrawn. And that's the end of that. So we'll know by mid-December if they come back with a written request. We'll schedule that continued hearing at that time otherwise.
And I think that was over a month ago. You wrote to them, and we haven't heard a response yet, right?
Correct.
It was around November 17th, so yes, it's been a few weeks.
And to date, we have gotten no response.
The cutoff is December 16th.
Yep.
Any other questions or comments on anything on the agenda, not on the agenda?
Okay, so I just have a couple of questions. One, as you know, I had a fence that was on a paper alley, right? And I had a fence that was on the paper alley,
Okay.
and I had to remove it. If I put that back up now, will I get a fine, or just, you gotta give me another letter saying to remove it again?
I don't know. Yeah. Well, then we have to abide by the zoning hearing board's decision. Did the zoning hearing board tell you have to remove the fence?
Yes.
Okay, so then the fence has to remain down.
Okay, that being said, and I agree with you. That being said, across the street from my house on Mr. Fuchs's property, now all the barriers that are over there, concrete barriers and Jersey barriers. Now Liz told me, it is her understanding that Jersey barriers do not constitute an enforceable zoning violation. Satellite images show the barriers on the property as far back as 2014, over 6 years before a complaint was filed. That's not true. This has been going on for 15 years.
Is this a zoning matter? I'm just trying to understand.
Yes.
Okay, so you.
It's being used for, it's residential property, and it's being used for storage yard or whatever you want to call it.
So-
And it's been before he was told he had to remove it.
Right.
So this started out, like I said, 15 years ago with all the roll-off boxes, and he had to remove it.
Right, just
But
so, quickly, just so you're, I mean, we'll listen to you if you want us to talk, but these are zoning matters, so you would have to, we can't do anything. So
Okay,
we are bound
okay.
by zoning law, so you will have to apply to the zoning hearing board.
Okay, wait. So these barriers are over there, I'm told that this has been over 15 years, but you're telling me I'll be fined if I put my fence back up. He's been to the zoning hearing board and denied to use a property. Let me finish. He's been to the zoning hearing board, denied he's allowed to use a property over 15 years ago, but he's never received a fine for nothing. Every year or two, now he'll start bringing something else up. And we got to go through this and come down to these meetings. And this has been going on for 15 years. And also, I questioned about the company that is using the,
With all due respect, I mean, I hear what you're saying, but we didn't hear any of the initial stuff. We can't make any decisions on it. We can't tell you yes or no. These are all zoning matters. So you need to go before the zoning hearing board and plead your case there. We can hear you, but we can't do anything right now. They're all zoning hearing matters.
but you can tell me I'm going to get a fine if I put my fence back up. But you can't do nothing about
That's not what
the property being used over and over.
What I said.
Dumping illegal trash up there, right there, Mr. Flair, spreading it out. I had to call it DEP. DEP comes down. They say he's not allowed to have it there. He has to remove it. He gets out of his truck, walks around, calls me an effing a-hole in front of the, this is your township supervisor, up there burning railroad ties.
Okay, again.
This is illegal in the township. How can he break the zoning stuff? He should not be a supervisor.
It was in the DEP website.
You shouldn't be a supervisor.
Stop,
Yeah, you can
Ron,
put it.
You shouldn't be a supervisor.
Ron, stop. Mr. Hall, I'm sure the zoning hearing board would be more than happy to hear your case, but there's nothing that we can do. These are zoning matters. So I just don't want you to think that it's falling on deaf ears. It's not. It's just our hands are tied.
Yeah, but we gotta come down here and talk to Jens before anything is done anytime, no matter what. That's BS.
You have to deal with Liz and the zoning hearing board.
That's a joke. She's not even doing her, why are the barriers not 50-plus barriers? Why have they been there for so long? Why can't they be removed? How can you tell me that because they've been there for over 6 years working, which isn't true? She's not doing her job.
Okay, that's your opinion. Again, please take that to the zoning hearing board. Sorry.
Michelle Stonemark, 40 North DePauli. I have a couple of questions. The first one is for Noel. Am I allowed to ask him a question?
Chief Mack.
Chief Mack, yes, sir. You mentioned that the wages for the part-time firemen were going to be around 17 an hour. You know, for somebody can go into, you know, like a fast food place and get 15. Is there any wiggle room there? Because I think if we're going to hire these guys, we need to hire them at a competitive rate if we want to get the best quality guys we can.
I would absolutely love to pay them more than that. And not that I'm going to put it on the board, but,
Right.
But yeah, I agree. But also we're tight as far as our budget goes, and we're trying to do a lot of things. We have apparatus that are over 20 years old. You know, we're going to be needing new fire trucks. We have just an array of things that we're trying to do. So we're kind of starting out small, if you will, and no offense
Right.
to the young men and women that are going to apply for this position, but $17 an hour is somewhat competitive around here.
Okay.
So to start out, I'm okay with it.
We can
Yes, I would
always
like to see
move
more.
up.
I was going to say, is there wiggle room? Is it negotiable? Is really my question. Like, if you find the right candidate.
It's always negotiable
Okay,
with me.
that was really my question. I just wanted to make sure, because if you found somebody you loved and, you know, they wanted 19 or something, is there going to be like a huge problem with that?
And I think-
Ultimately, we'll set I mean, obviously, we're going to listen to him.
Right.
But we can start there, and then if we don't get any applicants, or if we don't get quality applicants, then we can move. There's room.
Okay.
There's some legs there to move.
Good, just making sure. And my other question was, we've been trying to get internet up on North DePauli for a while. We've come to you guys and asked about what we should do, and you referred us to Jason's office, and Jason's office said there's nothing he could do, so he referred us to Guy's office. And I can't say either of their last names, so that's why I'm going with their first names, not to be disrespectful. And Guy's office won't return our calls. So is there anything else that you guys could do, like help us out, send a letter to somebody, or reach out for us?
I mean, unfortunately, guys, Rushenthaler's office is very difficult to get a hold of for anything. But we can definitely reach out on your behalf and see if we can get them at least to call you back.
Yeah, because when we were talking to Jason, he said it's all federal money, the federal grants that we would have to apply for. And I have no problem doing that, but I just need somebody to call me back.
Yeah, we can definitely help you with that.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Michelle, Washington County was performing a study. I can forward a dead zone, like, I've been trying to keep them updated on dead zone impact areas. Is it just mainstream North DePauli, or what areas are?
I mean, I have
service not
service.
available?
I have service. I don't have internet. I don't have high-speed internet. So I have a
Okay.
hotspot that I use at my house.
Okay.
Yeah.
What he's talking about is cell service and what.
Not cell service. I
You're
meant
talking
for
about
internet.
high-speed internet.
For high-speed internet access,
Debbie,
right.
do you have high-speed internet? Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So Windsor Woods is the last served, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have anything high-speed.
I'll give
up
that
there.
pocket and have them added to their
You should
study.
talk to Renato, because they're running FiOS on Profio and King and in the Timber Run area right now. Our neighborhood looks like we decorated with flags for the PA1 call right now. And they've been out, so maybe we could get them to do something while they're out, because they're in that area. They're running King and Profio. Jack, they're doing by you too, right? Yeah. So.
They said it was because of our address, because, you know, we're close to Cecil, but we have a McDonald's address. So we weren't able to get it
Yeah.
Before I called and they were like, Cecil Township won't let us come to your area.
Yeah, that's what
I'm
they told
like,
me. That's what they
That's
told
not
me.
true. I know that's not true. They just make stuff up, but maybe because we actually have representatives and they're actually doing work, we could get them to do something now. It doesn't hurt to
Yeah,
ask.
it's just like I don't want to bring my personal, it's not, it's, personally, but, like my husband works from home now and Kara works from home and I'm not sure what Debbie, I'm sorry, I don't know. People, it's a real thing working from home now, so it's a real problem that we don't have good internet.
Renato can sweet talk anybody, so maybe he can,
Yeah, I'll
have a
speak to Renato tomorrow about it, and
Yeah.
I'll have Renato give you a call.
Yeah.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Bring you up to date on what's going on with Verizon out there, because they're currently getting ready to mobilize into Timber Run to run conduit up there for.
And they already have you guys already have high-speed internet.
We have Comcast, yeah.
Yeah, so we have neither, so it's like,
Well, I
they
wouldn't,
have both, we have neither.
I wouldn't call Comcast internet high speed, but.
Well, it's better than my hotspot.
That kid in the red hat's had his hand.
Oh, okay, we'll get him to come up. Thank you, Ron.
Thank you, yeah,
We'll get you in touch.
okay, you have my
Let you
number.
know what they're doing. Yeah, I have your number.
All right, thank you.
Go ahead, did you have? Okay. So maybe they could just continue the lineup. We'll help you figure it out.
I think it stops at, yeah. Double Drive, the old Andreas property.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I think that's right.
Okay. Any other comments or questions about non-agenda items? This meeting is adjourned.
There's a brick wall between us and Aruba, I'll tell you what. I was here 3.5 hours trying to get her connected.